Welcome to the Turabian Style Formatting 9th Edition tutorial. In this tutorial, you will learn how to format a document using Turabian Style 9th Edition formatting and using Microsoft Word 2016. To begin, we will open up a blank document. To create a blank document, go up to the menu, click on File, click on New, click on Blank Document. We want to set up all of our formatting before we begin typing in the content. First, we will turn on paragraph marking by clicking on the symbol here, which displays the paragraph marking to show your indentation, line spacing, and other formatting. Next, we'll go back up to the menu, click on View, and click on the ruler checkbox. This will display our ruler. We want to go back up to the menu and over into the ribbon section for the font to set up our fonts. We want Times New Roman, regular, size 12. Everything else we'll leave as default, so we click Set as Default and leave it as this document only and click OK. We're now ready to set up our margins. Go back up to the menu, click on Layout, click on Margins, click on Normal 1-inch margins. Now we're going to set up our line spacing. We want to go back up to the Home and go over to the Paragraph ribbon section. Click on the arrow button. For now, we're going to leave general and indentation as is. Go down to spacing, and after will be 0, so we decrease it to 0. Line spacing will be double. Click on Set as Default. We're going to leave it as this document only and click OK. If we wanted to set up our tabs, you can notice that we can also do this in the Paragraph ribbon section by clicking on the arrow button, going down to the Tabs button, and the default is 0.5, which is what we want, so we're going to leave that as is, and we click OK. It is important to note that the font size for the footnotes is 10 and the bibliography is 12, like the text. You can find this information in your Turabian manual in section 16.3.4. It is important to check your syllabus or confirm with your professor to be sure that the correct font, size, and other formatting that is required for the document that you are working on. We are now ready to enter our title page. The title page is double-spaced centered and is a third of the way down, so we're going to click Enter 7 times. It is bold and centered, so we will click on Bold up in the Font ribbon section and Centered in the Paragraph ribbon section. We type in our title, followed by a colon, because in this example we will have a subtitle, and normally when you have a subtitle you put a colon after the main title and click Enter for a double space in between and type in the subtitle. Next, we enter our name, course information, and date, which is 2/3 of the way down, so we click Enter 7 more times. This information is not in bold, so we go back up to the font section and turn off bold. We type in our name, enter, course information, enter, and the date. Enter. Now we go back up to the top. We're going to insert a blank page. Click on Insert, click on Page Break. In this example, we will use an outline, so we're going to go back to the Home, click on Bold, and enter in Outline. Click Enter. And now we're going to enter a section break. I will later show you how to set up your paper to include the outline or a table of contents, but the section break is important so that your numbering format will be correct when you do insert a table of contents or an outline. So we go back up to Layout, click on Breaks, go down to Section Break and click Next Page. You'll see that it inserted a section break. We are now ready to enter in our headings. We want our headings to be Times New Roman, bold, 12 point, black, centered, and single space. And we can do all this with styles. Go up to the home, go to the styles ribbon section, click on the arrow button, go down to heading 1, click on the modifier. It's going to be Times New Roman, 12, bold, black, centered, and single space. There's a button down here to format with different options, formatting options. We're going to leave as is, and we're just going to click OK. We go up to the headings, click on heading 1, and type in our first heading. Click enter a couple of times, click on heading 1. Type in our next heading. Click enter a couple of times, click on heading 1. And click enter a couple of times. We are now ready to enter our heading for our bibliography. So we are going to first insert a page break because the bibliography is on a separate page. Go up to the menu, click on insert, click on page break. Go back over to the home, click on heading 1 and type in bibliography. Click enter. We can now close our styles. Go back up to the title page, turn off paragraph marking. Click anywhere on the title page and go up to insert because now we're ready to insert our page numbering. Go over to page number drop down, go down to format page number. We're going to start with Roman numerals, so we click the number format to be Roman numeral. Click at Start As, and it will insert Roman numeral 1. Click OK. If you scroll down, you see that currently there are no page numbers. That's because this is a two-step process. So we go back up to the page number drop down, click on bottom of page, go down to plain number 2, and click on that. Now we have a page number, but we do not want a page number on the title page. So now, once we've inserted page number, this design tab will open up. Go up to the different first page, click on that checkbox, and that will remove the page number from the title page. But as you see, the outline is Roman numeral 2, which is correct. And then our next page is 3, but we want this to start at 1, so we highlight this number, go up to page number, which is now on the left. Click on the drop down, click on page number format. We want the number format to be Arabic numbers, so we want that to stay as is. We want it to start as 1, so we click on start at, and then it will say 1. We click OK. Now if we scroll back up, our page number is correct. There's no page number on the title page. The outline or table of contents is always Roman numeral 2, and our text starts at page number 1. You can click anywhere on the document to close the headings and footers, or you can click on this X, which will close header and footer. We now want to scroll down to the introduction and click enter. And we're going to copy and paste in some text. I've put a word in bold to mark where I want to put the first footnote, and we'll bring the cursor down to the quotes after the quotes, and this is where we're going to insert our first footnote by going up to reference and clicking on insert footnote. This will insert a solid line that will separate the text from the footnote, and it will also insert a superscript number. Now we're going to copy in our first citation information. And we'll go back up after the next word in bold, and after the quotes we will go back up to reference and then insert footnote for our second superscript number to be inserted, and we will now copy and paste in our second reference. It is important to check your syllabus and or with your professor to see if he prefers a superscript or the regular number with a period and a space afterwards. For this example, and you'll see on the website and on the Turabian guide, LibGuide, that we are going to use superscript. We're going to highlight both citations and go up to the home, go over to the paragraph ribbon section, click on the arrow button. Now we're going to use our indentation. We want it to be special. First line is going to be indented 0.5 or half an inch. The spacing is going to be 10 point afterwards, and it's going to be single space. And we click OK. As I mentioned earlier, the font is going to be Times New Roman, and it's going to be 10. And it's important when you copy and paste your text into the document that you check to verify that the formatting has correctly been inputted and there's no extra spacing. In this example, there's extra spacing, so we'll backspace and remove that extra line, and to check for any hidden characters. Now you will see that our footnotes are set up correctly, with the first line indented a half an inch, the author's first name, last name, comma, the rest of the citation information. In the first example, it's a journal article. The article title is in quotes followed by a comma, and the journal name, which is in italics, followed by the publication information. The second example is the first name and last name of the author, comma. The book title is in italics, followed by the publication information and the page number. I will now show you an example of a shortened footnote. I'll copy in the text. Click enter after this. Copy and paste, and you will see that I also copied in the footnote information. In this example, the footnote number 3 is by Dr. Lyles, and the shortened version, if you're using the same author and the same book, is just to have the author's name, comma, and the page number. If it's a different book by the same author, as in this example, it would have the author's name, comma, the title of the book, followed by the page number. Our next example will use Ibid, I-B-I-D, period, and you use this when you're citing information that has the exact same information, again, the same author and book, and it could possibly have a different page number, so I'll show you a couple examples of that. Copy and paste in, and if you'll scroll down, you'll see we have the book. The first citation by Dr. Lyles is titled Keeping Faith in the Age of Reason. The second one is a different book by the same author, so we type out the title of the book and the page number, which was also previously referenced in a footnote. And then number 7 is the Ibid. It's from this book that's referenced in footnote number 6, but it's a different page number, so you use comma 92. And if it's the exact same book, author, and page number, then as it is in number 8, you just use IBID, period. It is important that you are aware that some professors do not prefer that you use the Ibid, IBID, period at all, but prefer you stick with the shortened standard method that's covered in the last example. Always follow the professor's specific instructions provided. Another important thing to note is access date, this information can be found in your manual in section 15.4.1.5. I'm going to copy in some information so you can see the different examples. Here in example number 9, footnote number 9, we have the publication information, so there's no need to include access date. The same thing with number 10, we have a website footnote information. However, in this example, we do not have the publication information, so the access date is included. We are now ready to add our bibliography information. We will scroll down to the bibliography. Click enter. And we're going to copy in and paste in our bibliography information. The bibliography is in alphabetical order by the last name, comma, first name, and the citation information is the first line to the far left, and any wrapping text is indented. So we're going to highlight all of our bibliography. Go up to the paragraph ribbon section, click on the drop down arrow A to Z. We want it sorted paragraph text in ascending order, and we click OK. This has now put our authors in alphabetical order by last name. Go back up to the paragraph ribbon section and click on the arrow button. Go down to the indentation section, and we want it hanging and 1/2 inch. We want this after to be 12, and we want it to be single space, and we click OK. And now we can see that our bibliography is in alphabetical order by the author's last name, comma, the first name, with the publication and other citation information afterwards. We have an extra space here which we can delete, and our bibliography is now correctly formatted. There are a few things to consider when using block quotation. You can find the information in your Turabian 9th edition manual in section 7.5. First, you want to consider that block quotations are not recommended for papers under 15 pages double-space. If your paper is shorter than this, consider putting the quotation in your own words, paraphrasing, or significantly shortening the quotation to less than 5 lines of text. Use block quotations for 5 or more lines of text. It should be single-space. Leave a blank line before and after. Indent the entire block quotation 1/2 inch. And do not add quotation marks at the beginning or the end. When quoting more than one paragraph, do not add extra line spacing between them, but indent the first line of the second and subsequent paragraphs farther than the rest of the quotation. I'm going to copy and paste in the text that I'm going to use for this block quotation example. I'll go up and insert it. And this is where the paragraph begins. Here is the block quotation. It's single space. We're going to highlight it, and we're going to go up to the paragraph ribbon section and click on this increase indent. So it will indent the whole block quotation 1/2 inch. As I said, there's no quotation marks around the citation information, around the block quotation. We're going to put the cursor at the end of the last sentence. Go up to reference, click on insert footnote, and we're going to insert our citation information for this block quotation. Again, I'm going to copy and paste in the information. I'm going to take out that footnote number, and it's the author's first name, last name. Again, the same thing. The italics for the name of the book, and followed by the publication information. I copied in the extra space also, so I'm going to remove that extra space, and it's indented 1/2 inch. There is a space, line space before and after the block quotation, and the following paragraph is not indented. We are now ready to type in our outline information. It's important to remember to be careful when you're copying and pasting in text, and it's also important to check your syllabus and/or with your professor to see if he requires an outline or a table of content. So we go back up to the outline, click enter, turn off the centering and turn off bold, copy and paste in our text, and you can highlight the whole text, go up to the paragraphs ribbon section and select the type of numbering that you want and turn off bold. And now we have our outline set up. Now we will highlight our outline and go back up to the font section, and we want the color to be black. We want our whole text in black. We're ready to go back up to the title page and review our document. The title is a third of the way down. It's centered and in bold. In this example, we have a colon at the end of the main title because we have a subtitle, and we do a double space and we enter in the subtitle. The name, course information, and date is 2/3 of the way down. It's centered and not in bold. There's no page number on the title page. If we go down to the outline, again, it's important to check your syllabus or with your professor to confirm if you need an outline or a table of contents and which one he prefers in your paper. Scroll down. Both the outline and the table of content, the page number should be Roman numeral 2. If we scroll down further, we go to our introduction, which is the heading is centered and bold. We have our first footnote, and the footnote inserted at the end of the quotations. We go down to our footnotes. They are superscript numbers indented a half an inch with the author's name, first name, last name, comma, followed by the citation information. It is Times New Roman, size 10, and 10-point spacing in between. And our page number begins at page number 1. We scroll down, we see we have a couple of black quotations. The black quotation is single space indented a half an inch, and the quotation information is not surrounded by quotes. It ends with a footnote inserted at the end of the whole block quotation. There's a space before and after the block quotation, and the following paragraph is not indented. If we scroll down, we'll see our other citation information and footnotes that is correctly formatted. And we go down to our bibliography, which is alphabetized by the author's last name, comma, first name, followed by the other citation information. It begins at the far left, and it's hanging indentation that any subsequent wrapping text is indented a half an inch, and the page number it is correct.
If you have questions, you can visit the Smith Library website located at library.lutherrice.edu. Go down to the Quick Links section and click on LibGuides. Go down to the Turabian Citation Style 9th edition. Here you will find information on avoiding plagiarism, general guidelines, how to cite books, articles, websites, multimedia, images and art, and other sources to cite. On the right-hand side, you will find helpful documents such as Turabian Quick Guide, Turabian Checklist, Turabian Template, sample papers, sample exegetical paper, and step-by-step Turabian formatting instructions. Happy researching, and God bless.
I can't forget you. You called me, you chose me, you bought me, you showed me, you made me, you saved me, you kept me. You made your heart, your soul, man you made. Breathe in him, a soul you gave. Turned and gave the more you made. How can I forget you, Lord? Your love, kindness, mercy flows. Your son you gave that I may know the truth, the life, the way to go. I can't forget you.